What are you doing?
What do you mean?
What do you mean if you can talk? So you're not going to rejoin the panel?
Oh, of course I'm going to rejoin.
How long has she been up for?
Not that long.
Like 5 minutes. Like, stop crying.
But yo, I'm not crying, but like there's a certain level of decorum that you need to adhere to on a podcast. It's not, there's not going to be a negotiation of, I will get to sit back down when I get to talk. Please join the panel. What? You literally said, I will rejoin the panel when I get to talk. That's not how this goes. That is, am I making this up? Is that exactly what she said?
That is what she said.
That's literally exactly verbatim what you said. I'm kindly asking if you will please rejoin the panel so we don't have people walking around in the background. Kindly, please. God, bro, this is a fucking childcare. Jesus Christ. Fucking daycare tonight.
Can we talk about decorum? Because I think it's kind of rude to like have people come that you're just meeting and they're your guests. Like you're hosting. And I didn't feel like you were as kind as you could have been before the podcast started.
How's your decorum when you meet people?
I mean, you didn't introduce yourself.
I'm busy doing other things. I'm not
busy
obliged.
to say hello?
Yes, too busy to say hello.
To say hello to your guests?
You could have said it from across the room while typing on something else.
Hey sorry, I'm super busy. How are you guys?
Yeah, no excuse or anything.
You walked in, you ignored every single one of us.
Speaking of decorum coming from you, before the show, you said, I am here, come get me. Dude, I'm hungry, please respond or I will go get a Sam sandwich. And we said, be down in a moment. And then you said, it's like not that hard to answer the door. I kind of feel disrespected and don't know how much longer I'm gonna wait. There's a lot of moving parts to this podcast. Madison, one of our helpers, she's out sick. Nick has some stuff going on too. There's a lot of moving parts. We had a ton of people flake today. Yeah, we weren't able to get to the door immediately to let you in. That's not being disrespectful.
Which, by the way, that's common. That's common. I've been on the podcast multiple times, and they haven't always been able to start right on time. That's very common for a podcast like this. Was he supposed to roll out the red carpet and kiss your asses? Is that what you're saying?
Andrew,
I also don't talk to my guests before my podcast just because I don't want to have anything that we could have used on the thing.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? So Andrew,
etiquette is all I'm saying.
Andrew, you have your own podcast. Do you have guests on your podcast when you
all the time, yeah.
So whenever they come in, when they come into your space or studio, do you say hello to them?
Nick, who is my agent.
I'm asking him. Can you chill?
Yeah.
No, but you're trying to attack. You're trying to. No, you're trying.
Andrew,
stop interrupting. You're trying to.
You interrupted me.
Yes.
I'm asking
once
Andrew
again.
a question.
Once again, I am the host. Ergo, I have as the host of the podcast.
Andrew, can you answer the question when you have a moment? Do you say hello to your guests when they come on? And be totally honest. You know.
Okay, so I'll tell you the distinction.
It's coming soon, boys.
Like if I were Brian, I would have already kicked off half of you. That's how good he is and how bad I am at my job. I would have already kicked most of you off.
But do you say hello to your guests when they come on?
I'll tell you this much.
I'm asking
Andrew. My understanding is Andrew doesn't have an in-person podcast.
No, that's correct. I don't have in-person.
Also,
I do video podcasting.
Nick there. I have an agent. Nick is my agent. He greets you on my behalf. I am busy.
On your behalf.
Well, and also...
Bro, yo. I don't need... Hold on. Check yourself. I don't need the fucking attitude. It's been all fucking night with you.
Oh
Relax. No, you've come in with a very nasty attitude.
You have been like this from
I haven't. No, I haven't. You've been very fucking nasty.
No, I
yes,
really
you have.
have not.
Yes, you have.
No, I think you're just hypersensitive.
What does 304 mean?
It's coming, boys. It's coming. Okay.
I just personally think, like, I understand where you're coming from because you run a podcast and you're, like, trying to, like, because we got here an hour before the live stream started, right?
Correct.
So you're trying to figure out what's going to happen, what, like, your points are and all this stuff. So you don't really have time to say hi to people. And, like, how you're saying, like, he is very, like, oh, hi. Like, I didn't feel disrespected at all.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
He gave me tortilla chips, so that guy's
the tortilla chips.
We have complimentary food. We have drinks. We provide you guys with waters.
It's fine. It's not to be debated. It's fine.
I don't know why we're getting into the meta of my conduct before the podcast. I don't think it's rude for me to be heavily. Bear in mind, We had a ton of flakes tonight. I don't want to get into that. People are running late.
was.
I'm trying to operate a smooth show.
Okay.
And when people cancel, people are,
And this
are
is
late.
your job, right?
You're wicked. Look at how she's smiling right now. This chick's wicked.
Well, this is your job, though, right?
This
Yeah,
this is my
he's the
job.
captain.
So
So
he's
I-
just trying to
yeah.
captain the ship. That's all.
Yeah.
Also, I keep in mind when it came to, if you were to go to a certain Miami podcast, you would have been kicked off already. And the main host, he doesn't talk. You don't even see him until the moment the show starts.
True.
He's in another. Have you been on FNF?
No, I know how like things work.
No, the main host, he doesn't talk to anybody before the show. I talked to some of you've been on FNF.
No, I haven't, but I have a lot of people that I know have. I think, like, I came in here, I didn't expect to have the conversation prior. I've worked on a lot of fucking podcasts and streams. At the end of the day, we're working together. It's not like, hey, besties, hey, friends,
Yeah.
like any of that shit.
Yeah, I ain't your friend.
That's a little crooked because you and I, we had spoken before. Hold on. You and I, we spoke outside. We were like totally bonded, and when we got in here, you and I sat on the couch together, and we both had knowledge like, oh, he
mean-
has kind of a weird energy. Didn't even
Well,
say to any of us.
all
So
I'm
now you're like,
I'm not pitter pattering. All I'm saying is, yeah, like he had 2 other people greet us. That's nice. They must be your assistants of some sort. I'm not saying that it's necessarily rude. I'm just saying.
but you
I
did
cou-
say it was
Oh my
rude on the
God,
couch.
this is
say
the
it was
most
rude.
meta
And then-
conversation
then
that's
putting
like
words in
totally
my mouth.
I'm
unrelated.
good. Let's change it. Host.
All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, in his perspective and the way that he's
I'll get
presenting
to it.
himself, I'm stating it is understandably so that he wouldn't interact with us because at the end of the day, we're not friends. We're
Right.
just meeting each other. We're literally
we're
colleagues
coming on
at this
his
very moment and
podcast.
having a conversation
Right.
online.
Absolutely.
It's
Hey,
nothing
guys.
personal.
Hey guys.
I didn't mean like roll out the red carpet as you said. Like you took what I said, which is I didn't get a hi, and you conflated.
I'm not
it
obliged. This is
into-
how women view things. I'm not obliged to come and say hi to you. Why didn't I could just flip this on you? Why didn't
didn't
any
you
of
say
you
hi?
Because you're
say
the
hi
host.
to me?
I did say hello when
And
I
you're
actually walked
busy.
in.
That's
I
very
did.
true.
No, you
You
didn't.
know that he's
Yes, I did.
busy.
Yeah, he was in A game mode,
I'm
like
just-
he was.
Yes.
I did say
Did
hello.
you guys? Did you
I
not
did.
see how hectic it was before and like getting everything
Right.
set up?
The
yes.
moment I
I'm pretty
walked
sure
in.
I
Sorry,
said something to
sorry
you.
that I did not engage you in a 5-minute bullshit fucking
I don't
conversation.
want that.
for that.
before the show.
I don't want to talk to you for 5 minutes. I walked in. I said, "Hey." I was,
To who?
You.
I was sitting over here. What are you talking
And I
about?
walked in. I go, "Hey!" Like I was so
To
excited.
who did you say hi to? I was over here. I'm
Lit-
not even visible.
To the. I was. I went to the
bro.
kitchen island.
I'll get to it, guys. Okay.
I said hi. I was very excited to come here. I still am very excited to come here, and I am extremely thankful. Really, genuinely. I like what you do. I really do. I think you're really. I think you're controversial. You get people's blood boiling. And I think, I'm addicted to a lot of your content. I think you're extremely
And I think
talented
you're
at what you
obnoxious.
do.
Thank you for the endorsement, though. I'll put that on my.
1000%.
I'll put that on my
Your resume.
resume. Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay, so, my God, bro. They're
How did it
fucking.
get to that?
Imagine being married to this woman. The nagging. I'm not even dating this woman. I'm not your boyfriend. You're not going to come on my podcast and nag me about, oh, you were not acting in a way that I wanted you to act, and you didn't greet me in the precise way that I would have liked to have been greeted.
I didn't even say any of that.
I'm sure you drive. I would imagine you drive your boyfriends crazy. Do you, like, you're nagging me? I'm not even your dude. Like, imagine the dude that you date. Holy fuck, bro.
But Brian, yeah, listen, you're such a control freak. Why couldn't you just let her get a sandwich, Brian? Why couldn't you just let her get a sandwich? You
Oh,
didn't
that was
have to
her.
harass her ladies, dude. That's ridiculous.
That was her.
No, she went and got a sandwich.
Drew.
Oh,
She came
got
up with a sandwich.
Andrew.
Also, I don't want to pick on anybody, but you did say, I've never even heard of this podcast, and if I don't like it, I'll leave. That was your words. And you
I
guys,
did hear that.
And you guys
I did hear
asked
that.
me the questions like, I work here. I was like, I don't fucking work here. I know I'm 80, but I don't work here. It's all right. But just if we're going to all talk about this, which I'm surprised we're talking
Well,
about.
I respect you
It's
enough
okay.
to not do that now that I know you.
Do what?
Leave.
Okay, good.
You
King
know.
donated $200. This is the problem with modern women. They lack humility, emotional control, and proper manners in a public setting.
But they're hot.
It basically turned into a whataboutism. Like I was like, yo, you're standing back there and I will rejoin the table when I have an opportunity to speak. That was my criticism. Then you felt the need to like, okay, let's address this alleged or imagined or supposed grievance before the show.
I didn't
of
bring
you
it up.
not.
though. I didn't bring it
I
up.
think it's an imagined grievance, but it's true that I did not
Definitely not imagined, because I spoke to multiple girls on the show, and they all said the same thing.
multiple girls.
The last time.
These show? What do you mean, like
Yes.
from this show?
Yes. No, not you.
Okay, which
Next to
girl
me.
objected to me not saying hi to you? Because she arrived at 5 p.m. She was late. There's Mia here. There's her.
Me and I were outside.
Okay.
And all that I stated inside when I entered the studio was I immediately went to the restroom. You immediately went in here if we're going to say he said, she said, what she did, all that stuff. I actually went to the restroom before I could even see if anybody greeted one another. And I think you three were actually in here. And I was like, okay, I come out of the restroom. You say, oh, he hasn't greeted anybody. I say, has anything been done? I say, that's odd. That's all I said. Doesn't mean that I'm saying, oh, he's a terrible fucking man. Any of that shit.
Definitely.
Not that you're saying that, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't go about that.
When
I
you go to a
wasn't, so that's all
TV show or a podcast or even your friend's house or a house party or anything, you're just kind of assessing the social
just there,
situation.
yeah.
That's all it is. And everything can be different. And then you also sometimes think to yourself, well, maybe this is normal for this. Maybe, like, it's crazy we're even debating this.
At the end of
I had some chips, talked to those fucking clowns over there. They were nice guys. And obviously he's in work mode, so I'm going, hey, let Brian cook. I've seen what he does on the show, so I'll get to meet him on the show. And I will say, it is a podcast standard, maybe not yours and maybe not whatever. If I have 3 podcasts, and the etiquette on ours is, if I start talking to her before the show, she'll be like, oh, and I went to this movie with this guy, and he's fucking, and then I go, and then you watch the same podcast, because when you try to recreate that moment organically, it feels all bullshit. I'm like, damn it, we should have had that on the pod. And I'm a talker, so I don't shut up, and I'm not as motivated or as successful as him because I don't get shit done before the podcast.
Well, you're also missing a key element, which is that you're not a spoiled brat. So that's also.
I was about to get
what's
mad.
key
What do you
here.
mean I'm missing a key element, Andrew?
Yeah.
No. No,
all
I
good.
didn't. I don't want to. I don't want preemptive conversation because I totally agree. I think that if you were to have a conversation, if you were to have seen me and said, "Hey, what are you doing? Where'd you come from? What did it would have probably progressed into something. I don't want to have a conversation.
What the podcast
That's
is
what
for.
the podcast is for. Why would I want to have a conversation? Hello would do.
Yeah, he was
And
just
that's
busy.
all I'm
Queen.
saying.
He was just busy.
He's
I drove
he's
like
just
15
busy.
hours to be here, and I haven't
Nice.
not once said anything. And like some
15?
people got up, and because they weren't getting any attention or I haven't spoken at all. And
No,
I'm
you really
not
haven't.
once like
You haven't.
I haven't once spoke like I haven't gotten up.
Specific amount of energy.
But you're hot.
Beautiful.
Keep going back to that.
I think my I'll just say this is when I had spoken up, you had looked at me and go, you've done enough talking. So I went, okay, so like
Did I say that?
I don't remember
I don't
that.
think I said
yes
that.
you did. Yes you did.
I'll take thanks for never happened for 200, Alex.
But it did.
Listen,
But
there's a
hold
lot
on,
of
hold on.
conversation
Do you think
going
you would've
on.
said that to me, too?
I don't think I said
I
that.
don't remember
No,
that.
I
you
don't
were
think
like,
I said
you
that.
were like, okay, the attention will come back to you, like something's gonna
'Cause you
happen.
felt like you were
And
throwing
so
a
whatever.
fit.
And then I stayed quiet. So that's what I'm saying is like whenever I feel like I organically can come into the conversation, I would love to enter back in. I don't know where I'm welcome to speak without being told I can't.
Yo,
speak.
gentlemen
Okay,
who are
yo.
watching, the solipsism. Yo, you don't need to fucking mock me. What's your deal? Like, if I'm speaking, you
Okay,
don't
okay,
need
okay.
to repeat the words in
won't.
which I just said in a mocking, condescending way.
May I also say that it's peak
Yes, sir.
female entitlement that we've spent 30 minutes arguing about. You didn't say hi to me, Brian.
I agree,
Can we
Andrew. I
just
don't want to talk
acknowledge
about
that?
it. I don't want
The
to talk about it.
solipsism is on what I was going to say. This is solipsism on display. It's all me, me, me. I'm the center of the universe. So, okay.